It has been 6 months and 3 days since I stood right here and told you that we were going to use the Back to Eden film method of starting our garden. And we wanted to use Back to Eden because we were intrigued in the video where he spoke to how you could rejuvenate the soil just by putting back a covering to the earth to allow nature to do what it naturally would. So that sounded a whole lot better than pulling out the tiller and buying a bunch of fertilizers. So it's been 6 months and 3 days. Let's take a look and see how things are progressing. So this is the area of the yard that we decided to start our garden. It has no shade, whether it be winter or summer, throughout the entire day. So we thought it would give us the best chance of having success in our very first garden. But the real question is, did the soil recondition itself? So let's grab a shovel and see if it's any better. This is almost exactly where I stood when I tried this the first time. So let's see how well we can get the shovel down into the earth. It's about maybe 4.5 inches down in outside of the bed that we prepared. Now let's see, after 6 months of having grass and newspaper on top of it, how well the garden bed's done. Looks like we got about another inch to inch and a half out of that. Now what I want to do is move away some of the covering and see how the dirt itself actually looks. Well, it's not everything we hoped for, but it certainly is an improvement. It's probably not fair to have only given this 6 months of time. This is ground that, before we put this on it, had been completely bulldozed and stripped, leaving nothing but about what was 6 inches below the topsoil, down to red Mississippi clay, on which centipede grass had grown on top of, and dwindlingly at that. So the newspaper and the straw definitely retain some moisture. Despite it having rained last night, I think it's still pretty obvious that the ground does have moisture in it, like we are expecting to see with the Back to Eden garden. So our plan isn't to abandon this idea. We had talked before in the first video that we might turn this area into just a walked path for some raised beds, but we're really not ready to do that yet. So instead we're going to encourage this process to work the way that it was mentioned in the film. We're going to strip off the hay and the newspaper, and then we're going to use a new piece of equipment we have, a chipper shredder, and we're going to process our rabbit manure down into a nice mulch. We'll spread that manure mulch down on top of the exposed ground, and then we will be able to make our own wood chips, because we were unable to find a local, free, readily available source of wood chips for us, but we'll process our own and lay down wood chips on top of here, and hopefully get the exact same results that we see in the Back to Eden video. Either way, this ground is much more suitable now with the moisture in it than it is anywhere else throughout the yard, and hopefully we'll have a good first season. So check back and we'll give you updates. We did have a frost, or rather some ice, yesterday, so we're probably gonna wait until after Easter here before we put in our first row of crops, but we will be giving it a try and we will keep you updated. As always, please subscribe, like, and comment below, and we'll see you next time.